What's up, Hella Inspired family? Welcome back to another episode. I'm Carlos, and today we are here with COUP. What's
Thanks
up, COUP? I just want to give them a little introduction of who you are, what you do.
My name is COUP. I'm a creative living in Atlanta, Georgia, who dabbles in film, photography, fashion, all things creative.
Okay, are you originally from Georgia?
No, I'm from Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
Originally.
How did being in Ohio shape you into being the person you are today?
It was kind of a mix of Ohio and Atlanta that shaped me. I feel like Ohio was a lot of my roots and upbringing. Mm-hmm. It was just quiet living, going to church, hanging out with my family. It's not the same amount of motion in Ohio as it is here. Okay. So, and then once I get here, I already have a creative background from school and just from passion. So it's just I just put it straight to work.
Okay, and then growing up in Ohio, what was swag like? Is it like Atlanta where there were kids here, were they dressing like this, or is it very totally different? Because I know the weather changes and stuff like that.
So Ohio, we get all 4 seasons, but they're not dressing how they dress here. We have high schoolers here in Rick Owens, Mason Mihara, Balenciaga tracks, going to school. Our swag was basketball shoes. So of course Jordans, and then I was wearing LeBrons, KDs, stuff like that, and I'll throw in a polo with it, or some calm, really calm. You can get away with just if you got some nice shoes
simple
on,
stuff.
And the rest of the colors on your fit was just calm. Out here, you got to go full designer, bust down chain, bust down watch, throw the switch in as an accessory.
Switch in as an accessory. Yeah, they do be crazy. They do be going to school with the switch. That's crazy. What was your first piece that you got that really got you into clothes? How maybe it was that first pair of KDs, first pair of Kobe's, first pair of LeBrons. What was it?
So when I was into sneakers, it didn't translate into fashion at first. Mm-hmm. It was just cargo shorts, Nike Elites I got on LeBron's or Kobe's, KD, something like that. I didn't really care about the rest. I was shopping at Target. I used to wear Shaun White clothes. That was at Target, stuff like that. But then piece, I think it was CDG Converse.
That was your first?
My first piece. There was a foreign exchange student at my school, and he was on that 2016 Cardi swag. With the flannel, the skinny jeans, Jordan 1s, and then one day he came in with the Converse with the heart. I didn't even know what it was, I just liked them. Mm-hmm. And then he just put me on, and then ever since then, that's when I feel I just dabble more into Japanese brands and stuff.
Okay. What was the first moment you realized you care about the clothes you put on? Because I know you telling me that you got your first piece was the CG Converse, but what was that moment or that piece that kind of flipped the switch and was yes, I like clothes, but this is something I want to take more serious, maybe turn it into a passion?
So I feel I always cared about what I looked like before I had expensive stuff, because growing up we were going to church multiple times a week, so we had to dress ourselves up. I was wearing suspenders with a bow tie or a suit and stuff like that. So and my parents were always just really strict on making sure we would look presentable, getting haircuts, making sure we washing our hands, make sure we smell good, we're not ashy, stuff like that. So I already cared about what I look like, and I think the clothes, just learning about different designers and stuff like that, just added to how I dress, I guess. Growing
up as a kid too, who kind of shaped the style that you have when you were a kid? Because I know as you grow up, you look at different people, whether it comes to clothing, whether it comes to just look for inspiration. When you were a kid, who was that person you would look up to?
I think it started in music. So first, Playboi Carti was one of the very
that's
first.
A lot of people's first.
Him and Uzi. Uzi's style is a little bit more wild now. I mean, I guess both of them are a little bit more wild now, but those are the first rappers I looked into, and I was yeah, that's swag.
What about Tyler? Because I know you dressed up as Tyler for.
Definitely Tyler, the Creator.
You want to tell them a little bit of that? How you dressed up as Tyler?
I had when Igor came out, that was my favorite album. I was graduating high school. And then that summer I would just longboard, because I lived right by a college campus. Mm-hmm. So my neighborhood was connected to it, and I would just longboard and listen to the album. And then they had an empty lot, so me and my brother went over there one day, and I just took a picture in the Igor fit.
In the Igor fit.
And then when I moved out here, I went to the show.
How was that?
Crazy. One of the best concerts I went to.
Okay, so then you transitioned from Ohio to Atlanta. What was that like?
For me, it was pretty smooth. I came here in 2019, and then I directly, just God willing, just got a stylist assistant job.
How old were you at the time?
I was 18.
18.
I had just turned 18.
Freshly in Atlanta? This is your first time you ever here?
Nah, so my grandparents and family lives out here, so we would visit in the summertime, just come out here. And then we would go to the beach in Savannah sometimes. Mm-hmm. And then spring break, senior year, we came out, visited one more time. And then my mom was just like, we about to move to
We're
Atlanta.
going to Atlanta.
And then it was either stay at home and like get into a school in Ohio or come out here and see what I could do. So
If you could, let's say you go back in time and you choose, would you have rather stayed in Ohio or
nah,
came
there's
here?
no going back. I'm fine right now.
You love
Ain't
Atlanta.
nothing.
This your new home?
Yeah. No.
No?
For now.
For now, okay.
I
cool.
definitely want to move out and explore different places.
So tell me a little bit more about that stylist gig you picked up. How did that go down? How did you even, because I know being a stylist, you don't really have to have per se a resume. It's kind of more the people you do know. So how did
That's how I
kid
came out.
that came to Atlanta, how did you figure that out? How'd you finesse that?
So I never even knew this was a thing. Like I'm fresh out of high school. Like the highest that I saw myself going was like a graphic design job. So I didn't know there was something as a creative director. I didn't know there's something as like a producer. I didn't know these things. So there was an artist I listened to. His name is What Up RG. So shout out What Up RG. But he's a Christian artist and he signed to a label called Reach Records. And he had a concert out here. But prior to that, literally like a little weeks before I moved out here, somehow he found my Instagram, followed me. And then, yeah, because I was posting like the clothes I would make. So I would do like, I would rework pants. Like at this time also I didn't know how to sew. So I was hot gluing and fabric bonding on the clothes, and then it would be like peeling off like as I'm wearing it. And then, but nobody knew this. But so I'm just posting it on Instagram, and then like, this is the period where FitPics is like really like doing anything, you know, because then like before that we had Bloody Osiris and like ASAP Rocky was like more active on Instagram and like stuff like that. So like people Instagram aesthetic was just so easy. Just post your outfit and you're fine. And then he found me, we DM'd each other, started talking, and then I don't even think he knew I was coming to the concert, but when I moved here, I went to the show, brought him a pair of pants, and his stylist was there. And she like saw the interaction, got my Instagram, then hit me up a couple days later and was like, yo, I saw you at the show, yada, yada. Would you like to have any more pieces like to put on these artists? And I was like, word. So I like, at first it just started off with, she would just like pay me out for whatever I pay or whatever I made. And then I'd pull up, drop it off, and then I'm there chilling like with them, right? And then it turned into like just more frequently where I'm actually like, we're going together shopping and finding pieces for these artists, and then we're mixing it with like the stuff I can make, so.
Okay, and then how would you source these pieces? How did you go and like, you know, let's say it was one day where he wanted to be on some chill stuff, but you saw how to make them fly. How would you go find? Because like you were saying, you were making cargos and you were reworking a lot of clothes, but when it came to stuff that you couldn't rework, that he wanted more like a specific thing, how did you go source these pieces?
It just depends on the time and the budget. So like if we have more time, obviously online is first. But if not, like we were going to Wish, ATL, we were going to Neiman Marcus. Urban Outfitters was fire at the time. This is when they carried Stussy still.
Damn, so, that's crazy. I didn't even know they carried Stussy.
Yeah, so like stores like that, and then like after the shoot, we just make sure it's in perfect condition and just return it.
That's crazy. So after the styling gig, what came next? Like, what was the
COVID.
COVID.
Yeah.
How? Okay, yeah. So you, as a designer, as a stylist, as a creative, how did you manage to, I guess, survive COVID? How did things look on your end?
For me, COVID, like, not to sound like cliche, but I didn't feel like it existed, like where it limited me to anything, because it's like I didn't like I worked at like Kroger. So I didn't really have a real job, and then I was just making my stuff on the side. So like that just helped me just do that more often. And then through that styling thing, I ended up collabing with another artist called Jordan Armstrong. Shout out Jordan Armstrong. We did a hoodie collab, and we on the back of the hoodie it says Overflow like across the arms. And then I had like a bunch of this cream fabric, and then I started doing this concept called War. So I would make War in like big letters and then cut it out, and then I'll put it across the pants, put it across the jackets, and then I had a pair of sweats that went down the leg. And I was just in the house sewing, and I would just post my work, and then like I was still like hanging out with my friends.
Still doing stuff.
I was still doing stuff, but it was just a little different. Like you had to wear a mask everywhere, and other than that, and then like unemployment, so I wasn't working, so like the money I would get from that, like I'm a kid, so I'm just buying clothes or I'm using it to make stuff and stuff like that. So
okay. After styling and after going through COVID, what was like the moment where you kind of decided like, I want to take clothes serious. I want to take, not even clothes, just what was your first love when it came to creating things? Was it clothes? Was it just creative direction? Was it move? Like what was that thing that made you
My whole thing is like, I would just get epiphanies sometimes and have an idea in my head, and then I would just live in that idea, and then I'm like, bro, I got to bring this to life. So it started off of just like, I want to make something. So like everything started like even when I first started making clothes in high school, like I was in school and I was like, I just want to go home and like make something. My grandma knew how to sew. So we had a uniform and you could either wear khaki pants or like black pants. So I combined both of them. Like I had her combine a khaki leg and a black leg and combine the pants. And then I wore that to school and like I still got dress coded because I guess I was wrong, but like I don't know, they was just hating, but I just wanted to do it. So just keep wanting to do it and keep doing it, like just seeing the results, it was just like, it was fun. I didn't really take it serious until I think it was 2022. That was my second drop I did under the brand name. It was COUP Archives at the time.
Okay.
No, actually I changed it. It was just COUP in 2022. And that was because I had to rent out it was an air museum with like old airplanes and stuff like that. And I had to spend like $500. So like, at the time I'm like, bro, if you spending this amount of money, like you got to be serious. It's not like something that you just about to do and then go back to doing nothing. Like it's a waste. So like ever since then, I've just been really on it.
How is the process of like having to deal with having a regular job, but also having to run a brand where, you know, like, because as we can see right here, like you care about the quality of the clothing, you care about things more than just the look, you care about how the clothes will feel on the person that's buying from you, right? So how is it like having a quote unquote like a regular job, but also running a brand where you care about the materials, you care about all the little details as much as you do about the big ones?
It just really just comes down to like how you manage your time. If your job is taking up a lot of your time and you still have passions, then you just got to be flexible with that. And then luckily my job is flexible with me at the same time, so I'm able to create and work at the same time. But in this day and age, I don't believe like anybody should be a starving artist. Like everything's expensive. So like to make it better on your mental, because I went through that where it's just like, yeah, nah, I'm not about to work, I'm just about to be full-time art. Like you can do that, but like it would just be much easier if you had like some more funds coming in and like stuff. Life happens, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
for
like
sure.
you're gonna need that bread. So like even if I don't have bread for this, I need bread for other stuff. So
exactly. All right, so we spoke a little bit about your second drop. Tell us more about your first drop. How was that? What was the process?
This was the first drop.
Okay, and how did this do?
Great. Like it gave me like the craziest dopamine I've ever had in my life. And then ever since then I tried to recreate that, and then I had to slow down. I was like, all right, bro, you can't like just chase the feeling, because then you're just gonna rush things and then get disappointed. And like I had to learn that you like can't live for the applause. So you just gotta fall in love with like the process.
Live for the applause.
So like this is the second version.
Right.
Well, technically.
How was the process of making this?
So I used Alibaba, and just the first manufacturer I hit up was just, they knew what to do, and they understood like what I wanted to create. So it kind of helped me in that way, where I didn't have to like text a bunch of people and like spend a bunch of money on samples and stuff like that. But still within this process, I was just like, I didn't know a lot, so I was learning at the same time. But just sitting at my computer and being able to create this was fire. And then that motivated me to do like a challenge for myself. It was like a design a day. So I had to make a mock-up of anything. And every day I would sit at my computer and I would make a mock-up of something. And then eventually, like, that's how the belt came out. This design was one of the designs I had. This didn't come out till this year, and I made this like a while ago.
Yeah, yeah. What's some advice you could give to a kid out there that's just watching, or anybody that's watching that wants to start up a brand, but something's holding them back, whether it's the financial, whether it's their mindset, like they want to fully go into it, but something's just stopping them? What would you say?
Should I look at the camera for
this? Yeah, you can look at the camera for this one.
Which one? This one? If you want to do anything creative, or anything at all, it doesn't even have to be creative. If you want to accomplish anything in life, regardless of like social media and like what other people are telling you, you have to first want to do it for yourself. Like if you're having dreams of doing things, it has to come from like within. Like all this stuff that I do is just like I naturally just for some reason wanted to do it. So I gave into that, and then I saw the reward, and then I kept going. But you just gotta do it. Like honestly, just like everybody says the same thing, you just gotta do it. And then everything will start to like line up. Like, and then once you get in, like connect with the right people and y'all start talking the same language, then like things will just start flowing. Like a lot of the opportunities I get come from the connections that I have, and they come from the people I surround myself with. So once you start implementing and speaking like into existence, it'll just start flowing naturally. It's never easy, but it's fun though. Like none of the stuff anybody ever does is great as easy, but if you're passionate about it, it'll be fun. Even like the bad stuff, like you can look back and be like, yeah, I had to do this while I was yada yada.
Yeah.
And then now you look and then this isn't even like the best that I feel like I can do, honestly.
You feel like it's just gonna keep going.
I plan to keep going, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Who's kind of like the person that you look at that allows you to have that mindset of like just keep going, keep working, because one day it'll work out, or eventually it'll work out? Like
God himself.
You very, very religious.
Because if nobody believes in me, I know that I was put on this earth for a purpose, and only one person knows that true purpose, and that's God. How
does your religion help you through navigating through, not even being a designer, just life in general?
I'd say I'm more spiritual than religious.
Okay.
And it's just like having faith. Like I don't know what any of this is going to turn into. I just have faith that it's going to work out, and it's been working out. So
we speak about having faith and just trusting that something is there that can help you out, or you're put on this earth for a reason. When it comes to taking risks, like maybe leaving Atlanta to do certain things, or just diving into a thing that you haven't done before, like how does that look on your end? Like what gives you the confidence to say, I'm gonna go into this fully 100% and I know I'm gonna succeed no matter what?
I kind of like the uncertainty too. Like anytime there's like a quote unquote bigger decision I have to make, the anxiety I get about whatever like your brain tries to throw at you makes me want to do it wrong, like do it more, just to prove myself wrong, or prove my brain wrong. Yeah. And then when you keep doing that, it's just like, bro, like if that was supposed to happen last time, it would have happened. Like this time, you know what I'm saying? I hope for the best.
The hustle's fun. Like just not knowing whether you're gonna make it or not. It's just fun because it's like if you don't, then you just gotta get up and do it again. You gotta fail 1,000 times to succeed.
Yeah.
I feel that. And then for those of you that don't know, COUP is not only a clothing designer, he's a creator. He also used to have an app on the App Store, everything. Tell us a little bit more about NSYNC. What did NSYNC do for you? Like, how did that kind of pave the way of who you are today? Or just tell me more about NSYNC.
NSYNC was an app that came by literally just by connection. I did a collab with my homie Eli. Shout out Eli, shout out Isaiah, shout out Def to Heartbreaks. That's family. But we did a collab together on some t-shirts. And then after that, like he just really tapped in, and like I think his manager at the time had connected with this company named Mesh. Shout out Mesh as well. Shout out the whole team. Shout out Jess. Shout out Kayla. Shout out everybody that helped us make this happen. But they found us, and originally they had a platform. They had their own app.
Okay.
And they were like, we want you to come onto this app and basically bring people on here, like bring your community on here, like make it cool, basically. Okay. Because like it was kind of like Facebook, where like you know like the type of people
the stigma behind Facebook is
so
like
it was a millennial type app, and they wanted to bring in like
millennials to run it.
No, like Gen Z, like us.
Gen Z, okay.
Yeah. So we got on there, and then we just started our own thing. We started a Fitbit community. We started a music community. We started. So a little backtrack. What the app is, it's a community-based app. And then, so when you open it, at the very top is different circles, and each circle is like it's a photo and then a description or like a name, and then each one is its own community. Okay. So ours was based the same way, but just our people, basically our community. Yeah. So we started off on theirs. They saw how we were like bringing people onto their app, and like how we were just like we would have meetings weekly, and then one meeting they presented the idea of like, we're gonna make apps for other people. We'd like to do it for y'all first.
Where was the people that ran it? Not NSYNC. Who were the people? It was Mesh.
Mesh is the company.
Mesh. Where was Mesh based out of?
Actually, I don't know. I should have known that, but I just know everybody was somewhere else.
Okay.
So it was all like everyone worked remote on the thing. So like Mesh just existed wherever.
And then I remember around that time too, you guys were having a lot of like pop-ups, a lot of events.
Yeah, that helped me. That was the first time I was able to travel for work, was because of NSYNC.
Where's the first place you went?
San Francisco, California.
How was that?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Very beautiful. I love San Francisco. I want to go back this year again.
What about San Francisco made you feel like, damn, like this is, I enjoy being here. Like I enjoy the community. I enjoy everything about it.
So it started with NSYNC, and then through that, Eli is very tapped in because he went to SF State.
Okay.
So he had a big community in San Francisco of like creatives that I never even heard of, and like most of the people on the app were either Atlanta creatives at first, or San Francisco creatives. So it's like a mash of worlds together. And when we went out there, I was just immersed in just like, it was like I went to a place I'd never been before, and I just felt welcome. And like that's rare to find. Like you can plan a trip to like a nice place, but like if it's just you and your friend or whatever, like y'all just gonna try to figure out something to get into, like something to have fun. Like, but I was just around all his homies, and I just felt like one of the homies. So like, and still to this day, like we still like feel like family. Yeah. So
how is the fashion scene in San Francisco?
I don't know, man. I feel like they dress better. Like,
yeah.
I feel like I like people who dress normal. Like, I'm trying to find the best way to describe
like elevated basics?
Not even elevated. Like everybody in some like vintage most of the time, but it's just like you can tell that's what that person wanted to wear.
They're not trying.
Yeah. Out
it's just
here,
normal.
it's just like,
yeah. They trying too hard. Yeah, I know what you mean.
And it's a lot of graphic heavy stuff out here.
Okay.
And a lot of, like out here you see a lot of the same thing. Out there it's just like everybody got their own swag. Like,
what do you think are the two cities that just hold the fashion, like the fashion capitals of North America, I guess?
New York.
New York and San Fran, or just in Cali in general?
I would probably say, I don't know. I ain't been enough places. So probably from my experience, New York and Cali.
Okay, I know earlier this year you went to New York with Eli, correct? You went with them. So how was that? What did you guys do? How did New York, because like you said, New York is the fashion capital, so there's a lot of inspiration in New York. How did that help you just navigate?
It don't even really be like the fashion. Like I'm out there for fashion stuff, but it don't be the fashion that be inspiring me. It be just the movement. Like everybody moving. Like you walking down the street, people walking this way, people on the other side of the street.
Constant motion.
Just constant something. Like somebody's always doing something.
Doing
So out here, I feel like it's easier to like, because New York, there's never a street that's like empty ever. You can just take a little late night drive and just go chill out here, but then like that can be motivational at the same time too. But just seeing someone always moving can be motivational as well. It's like, all right, I need to keep on, or it can get overwhelming depending on how you take it. But I take it as in, I like that movement. Yeah. So I like to move fast too. So
when it comes to networking, leaving where you're from, networking in general, just talking to people that you've never spoke to before. Like I know in New York, there's a lot of people that are very important that you wouldn't even know of. When it comes to going to a person networking, how do you approach that? Because I know a lot of people, like me personally, I'm kind of introverted, but I'm extroverted. Like with the people I know, I'm very extroverted, but I'm also introverted with people I don't know. So it's hard for me to go to a person and tell them, oh, hey, I do this, I do that. How do you approach those things?
Yeah, I never sell myself, because then it just makes you like look desperate. So a lot of things will just be like, I'm also introverted in a way, but the way my brain works is I'll just analyze a room, and like based on how that person is maneuvering or whoever, then that will determine if that was the person I just went up and talked to. Like say for instance, I knew somebody in that room, and like, I knew what they did or yada yada yada. Like I wouldn't just rush up to them and be like, hey, I'm so and so, you should like mess with me, like give me your number, give me your Instagram. It would just be like, I would just like watch how they maneuver in that room, and then if a conversation like comes up out of it, then that's when you guys start talking, and then whatever happens from there. But like I hate when I go places and I feel like I got to get everybody Instagram just because.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You kind of just want it to flow easily. You want it to be like, you came up to me because you see I'm just a regular person. I'm not nobody that's gonna like do anything for you.
If we build a connection based on that conversation, great. If not, then I might see them again. I might not. Like
So how do you handle rejection?
I don't know.
You just move on.
Move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Cool.
I don't think I've ever been like, even if are in rejection in this way. Say for instance, I walk up to someone and we're like, we like start the networking thing, and then we get each other's convo, and nothing happens after it. Oh well,
it's whatever.
Like I know what I got to do for myself, so like they're gonna keep doing what they got to do, and if we align again, then boom. But
what was one moment in New York when you were out there that kind of shifted that mindset, or like raised your standards, or like just something that made you realize like, whoa, it was like a whoa moment?
As in what? Whoa, as in just
in general, just outside of just making clothes, outside of everything, just in general, it's just kind of like just a change in mindset.
My last trip was pretty fire. I think it was because, so I did 2 shoots while I was out there last time. The first day was really windy. It was the day I landed. We were like right by the water. Extremely, it was for this belt. And then he wore this jacket, but I took all the patches off of it. And then just some jeans and stuff. So it was the shoot for the belt. And that was fun to just get off the flight and go straight to work.
Yeah.
Shout out Chet, my homie Chet, who helped me make that happen. And then the other days, I was by myself. Like I flew out there by myself, so I was just like I was going to Soho every day.
Just chilling.
Every day I had some free time. I'll pull up to Soho. There's a car show, a Porsche car show out there. Like just seeing the lifestyle and just being in it by myself, and like I don't have no like. I feel like ties like to Atlanta, so like whenever I'm somewhere else, I can just like I just feel like
Enjoy it freely, no matter
I
what.
have a new life right now. So that was probably like the best part.
So we spoke about the varsity, we spoke about the belt. Tell us a little bit more about the cargos, because I feel like it comes very close to the varsity in popularity and just a lot of things. One of my favorite things you've created. Tell me a little bit more about the cargos.
So the cargos came actually from a homie who like just believed in me. He wanted a pair of pants made by me, and at the time I wasn't custom making like manufactured items for people. I wasn't like, if you wanted something, I would just put it on my sewing machine and make it. And then he was like, nah, I want some camo coupe pants with the name in the camo. So he gave me the whole
this is crazy.
whole layout, right? So I designed it, showed it to him. He's like, all right, I'll pay for the sample. Pays for the first sample. It wasn't good. The fabric was wrong. These have strings on the bottom. They give me some like black bungee cords. The pockets, like you see how they lay this way, they had them straight. So like they weren't even
They were just like this?
Yeah, like they were like straight on the side. They weren't even covering this part how it's supposed to be.
Okay.
And they weren't washed, so it just looked different. Then I paid to get it made the right way, and then he's like, all right, I'll go 50-50 on a bulk order with you. And I'm like, what? So I had to at that point. So then we dropped them, and then like every time I'd sell a pair, I'd break him off half of it.
How was that process? Like,
Shout out Jelani for that.
Shout out Jelani. How's that process of like putting all your work into something, creating something, and then you get back and then it's just nothing like you wanted it?
It'll be like, say for instance, AI. Say for instance, you ask AI to make something, and it's almost there, and you just got to keep just doing it. But this time, it just costs more money. So like that's kind of what it is. I know, like when they gave me back the wrong one, I wasn't like, oh, now I got to go find another company. Now I can't do the idea. Now it's over. Like now they suck. It was just like, let's see if they can do what I need them to do. And then ever since then, like I just built that relationship. I've been working with them since this pair. Wow. So I have another pair of pants on the way too. Really fire, really fire. I'm very proud of it. This might be my best piece that I've made so far. These pants that I got.
You excited?
Yeah.
That's fire. So I know right now it's COUP USA, but before COUP USA, you had a lot of other names, a lot of other things you went by. What was the first one? It was COUP Archive?
The brand?
Yeah.
I thought. The brand or like
it was
my name?
No, like it was COUP Archive first.
COUP Archives.
Then it was COUP or COUP 001.
That was just like my personal Instagram account.
So what made you change from COUP Archive to COUP USA? What is that? What was the thing where you was like?
It's crazy now that I'm seeing it again, which I should have just, not saying I should have stuck with Archives because I really wasn't doing that, but I wanted to, like, Americana is very like inspiring to me. Americana, military, even like mod fashion in the 1970s, like stuff like that, like the punk era.
That's like the era you feel like resonates with you the most, the 70s?
Yeah, I mean, I love red, white, and blue. So
Okay.
like, it's not on no like political standpoint. It's just like I love the colors and I love nostalgic things. Like if you look at all of my videos, I create like a nostalgic feeling for the viewers, where it's just like very cinematic. It's very warm with the colors and stuff like that. So as I'm building that aesthetic, then I guess that's when I just changed the name, basically. So
what, beyond you just making clothes, what do you think COUP USA represents? Like what message are you trying to push when someone sees COUP USA?
It's bigger than, like, I don't just want to be a fashion designer, and not to like diminish myself, but I don't think I'm the best fashion designer ever. Shout out Jalen Dion. That's my little brother. He makes way better clothes than I do. And my whole thing is just creativity. Like when people look at it, I don't want to be tied to it. Like me personally, my face, like, I don't want it to be like, look at me, hey, I made this stuff. Or just like, if you know the brand, you got to know the owner type. You know what I'm saying? So it's just more so like creativity. When you see it, like, do you feel something when you watch this video? Or you don't even have to be inspired. Like, you can just, like, some of the latest visuals I post aren't inspirational, but you just look at them like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and you can take your own inspiration from it anyways. I just want my stuff to be able to just be in a space. Like, I feel like I'm much more, like, talented than just only touching clothes. Like, I can do set design in a room. I can create, like, I'm working on a children's coloring book right now with the artist in Korea.
That's crazy.
And then, like, from that, I want to I have figurines for my brand, a character that I made, like, even before I started with the clothes and stuff. So, like, to make, like, dolls and stuff like that. I want to eventually, like, have a TV show, like a cartoon or something like that.
Outside of clothes, what's the I guess, kind of, or is clothes your first, like, it's your first thing where it's like, I love making clothes, this is my first thing that I love creating my, expressing my creativity through? What's your favorite thing to do?
It's the creative direction behind every shoot and visual that I do. That's, like, the most fun I ever have. Like, shoot days is, like, so fun because it's, like, it's my world. So, like, I set up this whole thing, whether it's indoor, outdoor, and then it's like, all right, this is what we're gonna do, and this is what it's gonna look like. And then when I watch that video, I'm like, wow, like, you're living in my world, like, right now. And then it's just, they happen to be wearing my clothes.
What's the craziest shoot you think you've done so far?
My last one was pretty fun, but I don't think I've touched crazy yet. I feel like all of my shoots are pretty doable. Like, anybody can.
Okay, what was the shoot that kind of made you feel like, damn, like, I just pulled this off, like, that's crazy?
When I did do the belt photo shoot the first time, when I was at the museum of, like, airplanes and stuff.
Okay.
It's like,
way back. How long ago was that?
2022, I think.
That was way back.
Yeah. That was just crazy because it's like, how old was I at the time? I think I was like 22 or 21 at the time. And then just, like, it was just me and my friends, and then we had, like, 2 models pull up. I had a dog there too. And it was just, like, on some presidential vibes, and then it was just fire to be able to do that, and while, like, everybody else might be at work, but I'm not this huge museum full
airplane
of
hangar.
airplanes and military planes, and
Yeah.
we're just, like, doing a fashion shoot. So that was probably the best one.
Okay. Now, speaking about, like, photo shoots and you doing a bunch of other things, to just outlets to create, what does the creative process look like for you? Like, for example, we'll say clothes. When you start a piece of clothing, how is it, the message, the silhouette, the fabric? How do you do all of that?
I think everything that I want to do next finds me with, like, the ideas I gather over time. So I'm big on Pinterest. I'm big on, like, window shopping, like, sometimes just going to stores and just looking at clothes.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go to clothing stores, not even to buy, like, sometimes I might buy something, but
All the time. He gonna walk out with a piece every time, bro. Don't let him fool you.
sometimes I might not buy something, right? And it's just like, I'll, like, take it off the hanger and then I'll take a picture of it, or, like, different things. Like, say for instance, like this, like, say for instance, I saw a pair of pants that had this pocket on it. I'll take a picture of that and be like, oh, if I make some pants, I want to do that. Like, even with the strap on the back, that came from Capital.
Right.
Seeing Capital pants, and I was like, all right. And then it all just translates down to, like, when it's time to make something. Like, the last design I did, I just went through my Pinterest and my camera roll and just looked at all the screenshots and photos I had of clothes. And then I was like, all right, this is what I'm going to build.
When it comes to, I guess, buying clothes, the way, I don't know, you can agree with me if you want to. When I like buy clothes, and when I make a big purchase on a piece of clothing, I kind of look at it as an investment, to where it's like, I'm buying this because I want to take something off of it, even though it's worth a crazy amount of money I'm buying, because I want to take something off of it and I want to pull inspiration from it. How do you feel about that?
I first got to like it. Like, I feel like everybody goes through their phase where they're just dumb with their money and they just buying stuff just because they can buy it. But just because you can buy it does not mean you should buy it, because a lot of times you get left with a lot of junk. And then, like, my clothes are right there. I feel like I have too many clothes. I want to downsize that closet, but I'm kind of picky on what I want to let go, because
What's your closet look like? What do you want to evolve it to?
all black.
Everything.
Well, I either want to do 2 tones, wear all black or mix, like, denim with white. Like, so either your black shirt or white shirt, and then I'm either wearing black or denim.
What's your favorite brand right now?
Mace Margiela.
Why Mason Margiela?
He's just so clean with it. So clean. And then, like, a lot of his clothes, you don't even know it's Margiela.
Yeah.
Like, when you look at Tom Brown, for example, he got the 4 stripes. You know that's Tom Brown.
Right.
My polo, Fred Perry, he got a logo. Like, Margiela, like, my jeans right now, Margiela, nobody knows.
Outside of designer, what's that brand where you're like, Like they got it. Like it's hard.
Rick Owens.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's kind of the same, but Rick is just, I feel like he's just more popular with his design language nowadays, especially like in major city like Atlanta and in New York, honestly. Japan, everybody had on Rick too.
Everybody full Rick.
The Rick
fit.
store was crazy in Japan, I ain't gonna lie. Crazy. But his design language is fire too.
How do you feel about the state, I guess, not even streetwear, just clothing is in right now? Like, what are your opinions on it?
I feel like it's fast fashion right now.
All of it?
No, not all of it. Like, you still have some creators like...
how do you feel about this? Like, how do you feel about the creative clothing scene in Atlanta?
I don't know. There's a lot of the same. It's a lot of graphic heavy stuff. Like I said earlier, it's just like a bunch of... I've seen some crazy stuff. Like, like this one brand just puts the F word like on a T-shirt, or like just like they just... I don't know what it is about the kids nowadays. They just love cuss words and slurs, and they love wearing it on their clothes. Like when I was a kid, I would never be allowed to wear like something like that, or just a shirt with a giant middle finger, or something.
Or like a weed thing. Like I remember when you go to Zoomies and you look at weed socks, and my mom would yell at me. She was like,
you were
"Don't
a
even
different
touch
type
that."
of kid if you wore them weed socks. You were definitely a different type. But like, I don't know, they're just more outlandish now, and like.
Do you feel like nowadays people are kind of like more making clothes just for the money instead of actually for the passion?
So I feel like it's so and so. Some people you can definitely tell like, all right, this brand's a money grab, and then some people you can tell that they just doing it because they love it.
So to differentiate yourself from everybody, what do you feel like you key in on the most? Like what's like a certain thing when you're making something that you're like, I'm gonna do this the right way so my stuff doesn't end up like everybody else's?
I don't ever think about it like that. I just do what I want to do. So like sometimes you might get inspiration, or it might, like say for instance, when I dropped this varsity jacket, there was someone else I knew who also dropped the jacket around the same time. But I don't think it was because we were looking at each other. I think it's just we both knew what we wanted to do. We both made a jacket and they came out like completely different. I think his was green and mine was red. So those are two opposite colors. So, and the designs don't even match at all. But like his is extremely hard and he paid respect to mine at the same time. So sometimes it happens that way, but I don't ever like, I feel like innovation is dead now. Like we're in 2025, everything's already been done. You know what I'm saying? So someone's already made a camo pant, someone's already made a belt, everything's already been done. Like ever since the light bulb, like everything already been done. So when you get in that like, oh, I gotta be different, I feel like it kind of makes it harder for people to get into that because it's so different. Like, you know, the rapper who's just like, oh, I'm so different, nobody ever heard me rap like this, but nobody knows who you are. Yeah. Because you're trying to be different. You might as well just do what you like. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then someone else might like it because y'all might share similar interests or whatever. But
have you ever had a situation where you feel like, where you've seen something of somebody maybe that follows you, has heard of you, and you're like, that's my swag, they just bit? Or like, have you like, and if you have had that, how did you go about it?
I feel like there's only been a couple instances where I knew they bit. And then I just sent it to my homie and just, that's why
y'all just laugh about it?
Yeah, I just express it through him. But like, that was about it.
So you speak a lot about Japan when we're talking about NYC. I know you went to Japan. How was that? Take me through that.
Japan was amazing. The worst part was a 14-hour flight there, and I'm in the middle seat.
And you tall.
Long legs.
Coop was like 6'4", 6'5"?
6'4".
6'7"?
Bro, I'm sitting like this, like, and you know how the plane has the things on the side? I had no neck pillow at the time. Yeah,
oh, hell no, I can't even do it.
On the way back, I got a neck pillow. It was a Squirtle one, actually. So, like, it had a hood, and you pulled the hood down, and then, like, you took the Squirtle. But once we got there, man, it was crazy. Shout out Luxbox Ben for that trip. That was, like, one of the best trips of my life. Best moment of 2025, for sure. But it was just inspiring to, like I said, just be in a whole nother world. And we're there on clothes. So, like, we were just shopping the whole time and, like, going out to eat and, like, just experiencing, like, different types of restaurants. Like we experienced their like hole in the wall spots, still food bus, and then you go like to a nice restaurant. Like we was on this restaurant all the way at the top, and then we're looking down at a whole shopping center, and you're just seeing just people walking in the rain, umbrellas, just crazy. Designer stores all the way down.
That's crazy.
No cars coming through, just people shopping.
That was your first time going overseas?
Yeah, I literally had to get my passport this year for that.
How was the experience of going overseas and just seeing their like? Because I remember when I went overseas, when I went to Paris, it was a culture shock, just like seeing there's a whole other life, whole other world out here.
Yeah, we mentioned that too. It's just like we have our life in Atlanta, and someone is living a completely different life right now somewhere else in a completely different situation than something you've never heard of. Even though Japan is similar in some ways, like with the city and stuff, but there's like other countries that like I don't know. Like, I don't know what life is like elsewhere. So like, I feel like a lot of the times it's good to not be ignorant about things. Because when I went there, it made me realize like how loud Americans really are. Like we
how obnoxious?
Yes, we are. I see why they don't like us. Sometimes like we get on the train, nobody's talking. We're the only people talking on the train.
Loud.
Yes, bro. And Ben, not to call him out, but he be on the phone like loud,
yelling,
like yelling on the train, and we looking at him like, "Yo, you gotta like be quiet a little bit." But like we loud too. We on the train laughing. I remember I bowed to Zay on the train, and he smacked my head. And this old man was sitting there. He started dying laughing at us, but everybody else was just like whole time. So, yeah.
Do you think Japan and New York are kind of similar?
As in the fashion and scene like that, maybe a little bit, but
how's the fashion scene in Japan?
The culture, no. They both have that fast pace where everybody's moving, and like they both fly, of course. They both got all the stores. Cities make a lot of money, but culture, no. New Yorkers they're a little rowdy compared to Japanese people. Being in Japan and being a brand owner and shopping for clothes, doing all this stuff. Being out there, what did that kind of like show you? Like, what did that kind of show you? Like, what do you need to do when you come back and put work into COUP USA? I came out with a plan out there. I said I want to be able to monetize my brand as much as I can and be able to make as much money off of creativity or just whatever I can get into. Like, invest really hard so that when I'm out there, I can live off my American income. And just be not really on vacation because I'm still gonna be working, but that helping me stay there, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of the stuff there is cheaper than it is here too, especially for like for us tourists, we was tax free. So anywhere we go, just show them your passport and it's tax free. You don't have to pay taxes on items. So now that you're back in Atlanta, what does the next 6 to 12 months look like for COUP USA? Planning within the first 2 months of 2026, I'm working on a pop-up and fashion show, January, February. Okay. By January. Any idea on the location? Or it's still undisclosed yet? LA and New York. Okay. So y'all heard that. If y'all in LA or New York around those times, tap in. COUP USA. Those two for sure. And then I have an accessory release. I'm gonna do Valentine's Day around that time. I'm making some earrings, dog tags, and then I have the pants I'm working on as well. I have the coloring book. So everything's gonna roll out when I try not to, like, it's good to have deadlines and dates for yourselves. Like as far as like a shoot, like you don't wanna just be like lollygagging to get a shoot done. But as far as like when something is gonna be available to the public, I try not to rush it. Okay, cool. And then for my last question I have for you, the most important one, what inspires COUP? What inspires me is like when. What do you mean when? Like whatever? Yeah. Like right now, currently? What inspires you? Like what inspires you to do anything? Just out, you know, I know we spoke about God earlier. Maybe it could be God again. What inspires you? God definitely plays a part into it, but it's just being able to bring heaven on earth. Like having that ability. Like a lot of people are on earth and they feel like they're going through hell. Every day I have joy. Every day I have peace. Every day it's just a blessing to be alive and to like, even besides the creative stuff, like even when I'm not creating, I can find joy in simple things like going to the park or playing basketball, stuff like that. So it's just waking up refreshed every day and just ready to do something. Where can our amazing viewers find you? Where can they find you? Tell them everything. On Apple Music and Spotify, it's COUP in all caps. On Instagram, it's COUP.001. Brand page, COUP.USA. Multifaceted artist right here, yo. Appreciate you, Hella Inspired family. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification. Always keep up on us because we coming hot this year. Peace.